I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night wherever you may be watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins. War brewing? Could this be a prelude to a war? Could COVID be the prelude to the war? Well, here it is, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Set reminders to the live streams here. And as COVID expands throughout our globe, what is happening? Countries testing and fighting for test kits, and countries looking for a way to slow this virus down so it doesn't take their youth and old and young and everybody who could be this could be potentially hazardous to a lot of people. Well, Pakistan is kind of putting its efforts in to launch a 750-kilometer range missile. So this is from today's date. Well, yes, tomorrow's date, because they're almost a day ahead time-wise. Pakistan efforts to build a 750-kilometer range launched cruise missile Babar 2 have suffered a setback, with the delivery platform crashing to the ground after 2 minutes or 14 kilometers into flight. The launch point of the Sonanami test range in Balochistan on March 19. So this is what's happening. It's a report that's coming out that Pakistan is more focused on testing military weapons, and Pakistan's been dreaming in this, they're dreaming in a nuclear a nuclear dominance in the region, right? I think they'll have a tough time with India. So, and then listen to this. Our friends over, you guessed it, in China. What are they doing? China deployed 12 underwater drones in the Indian Ocean. So what is China doing? Instead of focusing on COVID, so you know what they said? Okay, so in the report they said that they're studying marine biology in the Indian Ocean. So all these like military dressed men in these ships deploying these drones, underwater drones, in the Indian Ocean. China has deployed a fleet of underwater drones in the Indian Ocean. According to the Chinese government sources, the drones were launched in mid-December 2019 and recovered in February after making more than 3,400 observations. The Sea Wing Gladiators are a type of uncrewed underwater vehicle, which can operate for months on end. So there it is. And they've launched them in the Indian Ocean here. This is from today's date. Why are they doing? I don't know. So they're still under observation. So a couple of them have surfaced and I guess went back underwater. They don't know. Now China is deploying these types of UUV N masses in the Indian Ocean. China has also deployed the Sea Wing from an icebreaker in the Arctic. Reports from December 2019 suggested that 14 would be employed in the Indian Ocean mission, but newer reports suggest that only 12 were used. Possibly there were technical issues with the other two. They were launched by a specialist survey ship in Guangdong 6, which is since returned. So there it is, guys. They're launching. This is from today's date, and they're deploying more underwater drones in the Indian Ocean. How is this going to help? Maybe there's a cure for COVID at the bottom of the Indian Ocean. So they're doing marine biology. They're studying marine life. The Chinese. They're studying marine life. Oh, come on, seriously? And our friends over in Turkey, this is from today's date. Turkish military prepares for a Syrian army offensive by building multiple posts near Jisr al-Shagur. So we know that Turkey wants to expand its borders. We know what's going on. Turkey's been trying to expand its borders into Syria to give it more. Instead of creating, giving autonomous areas, different parts of the country to allow them to be like, there's different regions in that area where there's like a whole custom of people living in there. and with their own army, their own people, language, and flag, and they're not giving them. They just want to take over more region. So here it is. Beirut, Lebanon. The Turkish military is not taking any chances with this upcoming Syrian Arab army. Offensive in northwestern Syria, as they were reported to have set up several posts near a strategic city in Idlib governorate. According to the opposition reports, the Turkish military built at least 3 posts near the strategic city of Jisr al-Shagoro this week. So there it is. Our friends of Turkey are more focused on war and expanding their borders in this upcoming threat that's coming to them that's probably sick as a dog. And then Vietnam standing up to China. What did Vietnam do 3 days ago? Did Vietnam's marine militia really swarm a Chinese military base? Yep, there it is, guys. Look at this. These are boats. Fishing boats take a shelter in Da Nang City, Vietnam on Sunday. Recently, one story attracted a good deal of attention among South China Sea watchers is these allegations by Beijing based by the South China Strategic Situation Probing Initiative that an armada of Vietnamese fishing trawlers swarmed the waters off of China's Hainan Island base on a given set of data about ship flags and locations at certain time stamps, which were said to be collected from ASI, Automatic Identification System. Signals, the SCSPI claimed that Vietnamese fishing vessels were doing illegal fishing or even conducting close-in surveillance of the strategic Yunnan Navy base in big numbers. So people are getting fed up. China isn't really making any allies lately, and things aren't looking good, right? And on the war front, we have the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, who is basically calling it the China flu and blaming the Chinese for it. And the Chinese, in turn, are pointing the finger, saying that an American spy brought this into Wuhan and released it to the people. So, yeah, I don't know. I think we know who we should believe in this one. China really isn't doing a good job when it comes. I say down with the CCP and let's anything but what China's been up to the last 100 years. Anything but that take over and do something better and stop treating their people like animals and doing what they've been doing to their people. Anyways, guys, war brewing all over. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Pakistan, instead of testing for COVID-19, they are testing their missiles. Same thing with Turkey. Instead of testing for COVID-19, they're out testing their war grounds and expanding their borders. And China, instead of fixing this COVID-19 problem, which they started, they're sending underwater, what the hell are these things? Drones in the Indian Ocean. Yes. I propose, guys, and I propose this, that we should change the name of the South China Sea to the Asian Ocean. So here it is, guys. China thinks it has a right to the South China Sea because it's called the South China Sea. Honestly, I'm not joking with you guys. I'm not kidding with you guys. So here it is on the map. Let's go to the map to the South China Sea. I here on the channel propose that we change the name of the South China Sea to the South Asian Peninsula or the South Asian Gulf or the South Asian Ocean. Stop calling it the South China Sea. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's like in Brazil, there's so many cities named after cities in Portugal because the Portuguese colonized. It's like saying, oh, these are Portuguese cities because their names are the same. You know what I'm saying? It was at one point, but now, yeah, they should call this the South Asian Ocean or the South. Yeah, I think Trump should honestly announce this is not the South China Sea. Everyone go back to your computers, go back to your encyclopedias, change it. This is the South Asian Ocean. And that's it. And that encompasses all the Asian countries. Because if there's an area 10,000 miles from China called the Chinese Strait, the Chinese think it belongs to them. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.